Ah, that leaves.
No, I can't. I'm not doing
I'll
that.
cheer. I'll cheer.
Well, we'll
cheer.
support you. We'll help you.
That's okay. That's okay.
All right. Okay. Well, I got you on this one. All right. In the top right corner of the map, 3 o'clock position, if you will, we have the blue Terran from Team My Insanity. It is jjakji.
Yay.
Aww. Sounds kind of like my middle school basketball games. In the top left, around 10:30 o'clock, we have the red Zerg from Team Azubu. It is Symbol.
Woohoo. That was better.
Wahoo! You say Yoo-hoo, like the chocolate milk drink?
Yeah.
Ah,
Don't you
that
like
was
chocolate
awesome.
milk? Yeah.
Yoo-hoo was the shit back in middle school. That was all I drank. And I never got any cavities. It definitely pissed off all my friends. Thanks, Mom and Dad, for great genes. All right, so on Frost, these positions is much better for jjakji than it would be cross positions, so that's at least in his favor.
Yeah, it's easy for him to drop into the main, and it's also hard for Symbol to take up fourth. Looks like we're going to be seeing exactly the same builds as last game. Command Center first, Hatchery first. Probably into Gas for both players pretty quickly.
So if $1,000 is on the line, Scarlet, and there's 1 game left, would you do a safe macro build like this as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a very safe player.
Oh yeah, in general, but I just feel like Symbol's when he's had the games on the line, he's always played pretty aggressive as well.
Well, he does a safe opening into playing aggressive in the mid game, which is still okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Which fort base would you take actually on this map? I'm wondering. You're not gonna take the base with the stupid cliff, right?
You can't take the close one.
Stupid cliff. That's what it should be referred to from now on.
You have to take the one closer to the bottom left. The one to the right of your main. It's way too close to Terran. If they push up there and just get Marines on that cliff.
And then like the Widow Mines on the ramp. Yeah, this is kind of like what you can do with force field. Sometimes a Zerg, this is like Christmas coming early. A Zerg takes this base and you spawn the horizontal positions and you just stand there. You can close this off with 3 force fields. You build like 2 cannons as well. Then you tell them to get out. Well, now of course you don't do this. You just like hallucinate Colossi, make them dance, and then tell them to take the other third base the next time.
The way this high ground ramp kind of works reminds me of a little bit of Kulas Ravine without the rocks being there to block you off. Do you guys remember that map at all?
I didn't play back then.
Really? Wow. And you're this good already. Wow, I'm really impressed. Kulas Ravine had a 4-player map, and it was a lot tighter version of this. It was, you know, kind of like a Daybreak size, but
you could shoot the natural from the
like from the high ground. There was a high ground ramp that connected both mains, but they were blocked by rocks. And so what you would do is you would kill the rocks with like Marauders and then siege tanks and like kill the natural of your opponent because it was just that close.
Couldn't you also warp over the rocks with a pylon, like 4 stalkers, and
as
then
well.
get on top?
And you can warp on the high ground.
Are you a Terran player?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Terran player.
This was amazing.
So yes, I was very abusive back in Kulas Ravine.
I remember the Blink Stalker owens were ridiculous on that map as well.
Yes. It's how I got to Diamond before Masters came out. Terran abuse. Steps of War.
Lost Temple, where you would put like 2 tanks on there and start building bunkers and turrets and stuff. You couldn't get there.
There used to be a ledge you can drop Thors as well and hit the natural hatchery.
Yeah.
And you couldn't do anything as Zerg. You had to get Overlord Vision and Spine Crawlers.
I'm glad
Please still cast with me, Scarlet.
I'm really glad I didn't play back then.
It really does sound horrible thinking back of it.
Scarlet's getting scared.
I still had to endure the close positions on Metalopolis and Scrap Temples.
Scrap Station?
No, the other temple map.
Shadow Temple.
Shadow Temple, that's it.
Ah, yes. Yes. The ugly cousin of Lost Temple.
BlizzCon 2011.
The
Finals.
equally unattractive cousin.
Nesty just went 1 base Roach and killed MVP.
Yep.
Close positions.
You have a very good memory when it comes to games.
Yeah.
You also remembered the other game that I can't even remember which game we were talking about.
Well, it was it made me very happy seeing a Terran lose close positions. It never really happened back then.
There was you should have also seen the Idra versus MVP game on Steps of War. That was actually pretty impressive. And to date, that's probably Greg's most fond memory of StarCraft 2.
What happened?
Well, I mean, it was kind of a weird thing. In Steps of War, you can kind of siege tank push across the map. And you just hop. It's like literally 2 on sieges, and you'd be hitting the natural from your natural. And so Greg just played pretty standard Muling Bane and harassed a lot, I think, and then was able to really hold with a lot of Spine Crawlers. He played 2 base, obviously, because 2 base Muta was like the build back in the day.
One base Muta was a bit cheesy.
Yeah,
Two
one
base
base Muta was like a cat's build back then. Good times. Good times. But now we have developed into a 3-base economy StarCraft 2 stable metagame. Symbol getting his 3 bases. And jjakji does have his 3rd command center and floating out early, like he has been all series.
So it's exactly the same, except the only difference is Symbol got at overload speed quickly. He just wants to play even safer than last game.
Huh. So this means that Symbol feels comfortable in the late game, or mid game at least against jjakji.
Yeah, definitely. Last game in the mid game, it worked very well for Symbol.
Yeah.
The first 2 games were just early game bops.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way else to describe it. Stomp, bops, whatever onomatopoeia you want to put to
Yeah,
it.
the second game, you just did a normal timing.
There's like a thwop
Symbol
somewhere
just
in there.
died.
Oh, 60 more drones, so
Just a drop
Symbol will go up
Wait.
to 73 drones.
Suicide Hellion trying to scout, and it actually does get some intel. Sees gas taken at a certain time, but
And layer
other than
timing
that-
as well.
Yeah,
And Symbol does something different from last game. Last game he took his 4 gases a bit earlier than this, and then he didn't take his 5th and 6th gas till like the 10:30 or 11-minute mark even, if I recall correctly. Which I thought was interesting. Now he takes them earlier. What's the difference, or is there no difference?
He might be making less Zerglings to counterattack this game. He wants more gas to switch into mutas faster. That's the only thing I can see.
All right.
Well, we'll see if that works out for him, because jjakji, nothing has changed in the past 3 games. His upgrades are starting around the same time. His production is ramping up at the exact minutes. So is he going to try another 1-1 attack? And the bigger question is, will it work?
I'm pretty sure he will do the same thing because the setup is exactly the same, so he'll try to do it. Maybe he's a bit more careful this time. He actually is starting a 2nd wall right now, so maybe this is his preparation for the Baneling run by. And he's getting a Marine in position to see if there's anything coming from that side. However, Symbol does see that Marine on the top as well with an Overlord.
And you'll go kill it.
Yeah,
right?
he'll go kill it with 4 lings right now.
I think he definitely will do the same attack as last game, but yeah, just make sure there's no counterattacks. You really kind of need to do that attack to stop the creep from getting out of control, because if you don't, then mid game, there's creep everywhere, and it's really hard to push. You want to be able to push into the 3rd as fast as you can without going on creep too much.
All right, well, here comes the initial poke and see what jjakji can do. Symbol's completely prepared from all separate angles, trying to go from Banelings from the south. And a few detonate without being able to land on anything. Symbol will have to pull back. Good micro thus far from jjakji.
Yeah, and
Very good.
targeting down the Banelings right now. There's 12 Banelings in production and there's 2 left, but if those don't do any damage,
my
I think this will be
goodness.
quite hard.
Face hugging his opponent's army, and the drones are being forced to fight as well.
Actually cleans it up quite okay. So not as bad as I thought it would be. However, he made Symbol spend a bit more gas than he might have wanted to. And yeah, 8 more Banelings on the way right now. 2 before Mutas as well. So Mutas will be a bit delayed. I'm really liking the Overlord spread that Symbol has. So he sees the double drop incoming, and he should be able to prepare in time for this.
Yeah, he was lacking that a bit on Whirlwind, but he's been doing very well this game on it. And that push jjakji did, I really liked it until he just ran right into the 3rd. He should have stayed back and denied the creep. You can't. He's just thinking about the 2nd game and thinking, oh, I'll win this game right here, but didn't work out like that. And he put himself behind because of it.
Symbol hasn't been preparing for this drop at all, which is a bit odd to say the least.
He saw it for so long.
Yeah.
He saw it for like half a minute ago.
He's going to lose the pool.
That stinks,
it's
to
a bit-
say the least.
It's quite annoying indeed, and the first mutas are popping now, 6 out on the map, but won't be enough to kill those medevacts, I feel like. He might be able to get one, but he isn't chasing properly, so rebuilding the pool as well. His drone count is 76, which is in a fine position. Ideally, you might want to go up to 80 or even a bit higher.
Jones? Yeah,
Jones?
80 is a good number. 85 max, I'd say.
Well said. jjakji is going to transition to his 4th command center, so trying to continue to put on pressure while being able to expand. Now the Mutas are finally out into the field and heading into the main base, while Symbol is setting up a different squadron of Zergling and Baneling. Has to be careful because his Mutas are pretty fragile. They're not in a big count yet.
Yeah, exactly. We do see 2-2 finishing in half a minute for Symbol. jjakji's upgrades are a bit behind, but doesn't matter too much, as I don't think he will be getting aggressive very soon. Maybe a max push?
Yeah, probably. He was... Because of last game where he lost everything to counterattacks every time he moved out, he's definitely playing a lot safer, relying more on drops to try and deal damage.
Exactly, and talking about drops, we do see a double drop unloading at the bottom side of the map, but Symbol, being the great player he is, already has Banelings in position, so this drop won't do anything. Widowmine might be able to get... no, nothing. And the same time going in with the Mutas once again, trying to get those reactors, even... yeah, there we go, focusing down the reactor. He won't be able to get it this time, but forcing another stim, and jjakji has enough of it and he decides to push out on the map.
Yeah, still has to be kind of careful because he is marching onto creep. He hasn't been spending scans in the earlier part of the game to try to eliminate it, so now he has to.
Huge counterattack coming.
Ooh.
But this is a nice wall stopping him.
The second wall is actually very nice. The Marine's trying to go in for the flank, and the pincer instead. Now Symbol is kind of forced to engage on unfavorable terms. And Symbol does trade a lot of his Banelings and for, I mean, minimal amounts of damage.
Oh, and we see a little squad of Ling and Baneling running the bottom side of the map, trying to go for the third base. And this might do a little bit of damage as jjakji is occupied with something else like drops or trying to micro against the Ling Muta army that Symbol is using right now to attack the fourth base. He's just setting it up for now. Won't be using it until a big fight happens, maybe.
Yeah. But the SimCity is still pretty cool from jjakji to have the little bunker ring with supply depots, and the third counter is on its way. jjakji more intent on defending his now established fourth base. As the Zerglings are coming in, the Banelings just go straight for the bunker, but not enough Banelings to actually finish it off and go for the SCVs. A little bit undermanned there, that operation.
Yeah, if they have a bunker, you need more than 5 Banelings. All that'll do is kill the bunker. You won't be able to kill any SCVs with the Banelings. And then if they have Marines close by, the Marines will get there in time to stop your Zerglings from killing their SCVs, really.
So Symbol went for a much earlier hive than I thought he would. He's actually almost done with it. He only got 30 more seconds, and then he's going to have it before the 18-minute mark.
I think it's because jjakji's been playing really passive. As soon as you're safe to get a hive, you really want to. If you don't hive it and Terran gets 3-3, you're in trouble. So he wants to get ultras or 3-3 himself as soon as he can.
Three-prong attack coming in from the middle of the map. jjakji assaulting the fourth base as well as the fifth of Symbol. The Mutas could not engage the Marine Widowmine in the northern part, so jjakji is going to take this opportunity to also shove the bottom part, picks off the hatchery, lifts up and runs away while also unloading a double drop somewhere into the main base. There's a lot of action going on this map.
Yeah, at the natural right now there are 16 Marines being unloaded, killing a few drones. He has a really good position here, so just Lynx won't cut it, I feel like. Yeah, Banelings rolling in, will be able to clean this up.
Transfuse. Oh,
doesn't get the pull.
Wow. Transfuse OP. Oh, I mean,
decent trade for Symbol. Loses his fifth base. There's still a few mineral patches in his main base, so he can mine from that for now. But I would love to see it being rebuilt as soon as possible. 4 Widowmines at the top side of the map, still relaxing. Not sure if Symbol knows about those.
Isn't Zerg technology amazing? You can transfuse from far away. Like you can, like, it's like a range of a stalker, right?
Not compared to Protoss technology. Have you seen the Colossus?
You can instantly transport a unit anywhere you want in the world.
And you can make a new map with force fields.
Yeah, but I mean, imagine if you can do that. How many lives we'd save? Just Zerg transfuse. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. Any doctors watching, get on that.
So there's the Thor that I was talking about. If you get a ton of mutas, Thors are very strong against them. Especially because the Banelings, when you're trying to micro, Banelings just run into the Thors if you're trying to run them into Marines.
Is there like a priority with that? Where the
no, it's because they stutter step all the Marines backwards, but not the Thor.
Yeah, okay, so just the auto attack, or the attack move.
Yeah.
Oops, wrong game. We do have the Zergling being cleaned up here into the third base, while jjakji also going for a drop into the bottom part of the map.
Symbol of like 5 Mutas against the 4 Widowmines that were burrowed at top. And they killed a few Banelings before, so those were definitely worth it.
Pre-patch, you would have lost all those mutas.
Yeah. I was getting really scared watching that. I was like, oh, this is game over, but he only lost 5, so that was good. Actually, the Thor isn't going to be too useful because Symbol decided to go into Infestor Ultra, and he's even getting a Greater Spire right now, so it seems like he really wants to get into these higher tech units. Do you agree with this, Scarlet? Good choice.
I'm not sure. I haven't played very many late game CVTs recently, but I think it's definitely a good choice. But I mean, I'm not 100% sure.
Well, regardless, we've been pleasured to see lots of late game TVZs in the past few hours. jjakji and Symbol, if you guys are just tuning in, are still in the middle of a series for third place, where Symbol's down 1-2, but he's fighting very valiantly, and I would say he's actually in a really good spot. Despite jjakji's big bank, I feel like Symbol is now transitioned to Hive, getting his upgrades and equalizing.
And his second Ultra Cavern even.
Oh, that's smart. That's very smart. Yeah, I like it. Why not? Well, I mean, unless is that an accident?
Huh?
Is that
He
an
has
accident? Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't sure. You never know. It's maybe he's just being preventative. But it is funny because he is making ultras at the moment. Maybe he meant infest. No, he already has an infestation.
He has everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Little push at the well, quite a big push at the 4th base.
Oh!
And there's only 2
What
lines.
Oh, wow. That was a big detonation. Did you see that?
One thing missing from jjakji's army is Marauders. In all these games, he hasn't been making Marauders, which are both really good against Banelings because you start set the Marines and the Banelings set the Marauders. And also, once the Ultras come out, if you don't have Marauders, there's no way to kill the Ultras. Marines only do like 2 damage to a fully upgraded Ultralist. So they just take forever. You need Marauders.
Excellent points. And yeah, he doesn't even have any Marauders here. He's making Marauders for the first time, and now they're starting to join into the army, but that's before he can even do anything with them because the Marines get decimated by whatever was there. Now the Infestors and Ultras have arrived for support, and Symbol did a good job crushing this army decisively.
And now Symbol wants to try and deny at least one of jjakji's bases before jjakji remaxes, if possible. Probably this one down here. He can probably kill that.
Yeah. There's nothing really defending other than 2 Marines. They thought they got lucky with assignments, but the opposite was true.
You feel quite safe next to a planet.
Yeah.
But then the guy comes in
man,
and
we
just
got
kills
the best
2
gig
Marines.
ever.
Yeah. Poor guys. Few changelings. There's a few banelings on the top. We'll try to get some SCVs, but the sensor tower sees everything, so
yeah.
jjakji is just going to be like, well, I guess I'll sacrifice a few Marauders for this. Won't lose any SCVs, or maybe 2.
Well, meanwhile, he's also pushing the bottom. I mean, Symbol's fighting with a pretty small force overall. I'm trying to wonder where most of his supply is. It just seems scattered across the map. Zerglings here and there trying to do run-bys or defend in the most likely spots he'll be attacked. Symbol is now controlling as much as he can at the bottom, but still hasn't been able to dislodge jjakji from his 5th base. And now jjakji's moving out for 6th base. And his bank's insane, but he's not maxed.
Yeah.
Huh.
And this is going to be the phase where it gets very hard for Symbol.
jjakji is the macro, man.
Yeah, jjakji has like 6 command centers or 7 command centers, orbital command centers. Orbital commands, that is, so he will be able to throw down a lot of mules, and he can even sacrifice a few SAVs if he wants to. He has 79 now, and I think this is too many for this phase of the game if you have 7 orbitals as well.
Yeah, definitely don't need that.
There's the Nidus you're talking about. It just finished. So there.
Cool.
There we go in the main base. Let's see if jjakji is responding in
And
time.
at this point, especially with the sensor tower, there's red dots all over your map, so it's really hard to notice the Nidus before it finishes up.
Yeah, just try to do your best to distract, and now it's about to pop. And 3, 4, 5 Ultralists. Why not? Ultralist party in the main base. And everybody's invited, as Symbol's also going to engage in the army in the middle. jjakji's not kiting or paying attention. He's backed into the corner, and that's exactly what Symbol wanted, because he pulled the Marines back into the main base, and that's going to give Symbol the small window of opportunity to clean up whatever he wants in the bottom half.
These Marauders are in an excellent position, though. They can't really be attacked by Ultras, which is why I think it's better to send out Zerglings when you do this.
Yep.
Because Ultras, they get so stuck in a turn main base, they can't really do anything.
Ooh, Mutas are fighting turrets, and he is trading supply. And it does match take out the Planetary Fortress. A little bit of a sloppiness of Symbol, but really cool idea nonetheless.
And suddenly jjakji's bank
Style
is
points.
it's gone.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh my goodness.
I think you're forgetting about this yellow guy called the Mule. He doesn't really care if there's no bank, he makes one.
That's right. Wally can mine all the minerals. Another Nidus attempted in the top right. The drop action is still furious in the bottom left, as these guys are fighting on every single corner of the map. jjakji finally cleans up the remaining Ultralist army that was assailing his 5th, 6th bases. Symbol now going for another Nidus attempt, this time with Zergling support. Nice.
Exactly. And well, we see about 15 mules, actually make that 25 mules dropping in the right bottom, so jjakji will have a lot of money very
You
soon.
should watch the income tab closely.
Yeah, this is gonna be amazing.
5-10 seconds from now. 3,000. 3,200.
Wow.
I think it's gonna go to 4K. Yeah,
4,000.
wow.
It's disgusting.
Talk about economic bailout, huh?
Oh, wow.
Next, we need more money. Well, I'll just send more mules.
Yeah, only 47 SCV, so jjakji's army is insane right now. 42 Marines, 16 Marauders, and 8 Medevacs, and there's more in production. 16 Marines building at the same time. He has Widow Mines with his army as well, so...
Wow.
Even though the last few fights have been going quite okay for Simbo, he has been denying bases left and right. I think jjakji's position is quite good in this game.
He's been fending off the aggression really well. Now Simbo is attempting a Nidus Worm in the bottom right, and Simbo's army has become pretty complex. It's going to be a little hard to try to multitask completely on both sides because he has Infestors, Queens, Vipers, and he needs to try to keep his Overseers alive as much as possible as well. So this is going to be a little bit tricky if he wants to try to do micro on both ends. But jjakji, he's been doing good so far with all the aggression. I feel like he's... I feel like he's doing really good. What do you think, Scarlet?
Yeah, suddenly with all his mules, he's back in an excellent position.
Yes. Yes.
I think Simbo should try and go into some Broodlords. There's no Vikings. There's only one Starport. I think the Starport even died. So there's no way for him to deal with Broodlords for a long time.
Yeah,
he has the Great Aspire done already.
I mean, he's starting to research Fire Carapace as well. I think you're absolutely right. Now Scarlet's trying to move down, or Simbo is moving down the map. I apologize, I confused you there. Trying to chase the army. You know, I think Simbo can also continue to spread a little bit of creep because he's starting to lose mobility.
Yeah, there's a very annoying drop in the main base. Kill the Infestation Pit. I don't think there's a second Infestation Pit, only 2 Ultra Caverns.
Another Nidus Worm. This game is madness. There's the Ultralisk still trying to peg away at the 6th base, and now the army of Simbo, the main one, is roaming outside the 4th base, or 5th base rather. And now another Zergling run by trying to clean up the production. And now the full-on engagement. Fungals onto the army. Widow Mines don't have time to detonate. A few do, but some of them are caught in an interesting traffic jam. They somehow survive. Don't know how that happened. And now the Zerglings are still cleaning and nibbling away at whatever left in the Terran base. Symbol might have an opportunity here. The Blinding Cloud's trying to drive the bio further back away so the Ultras can get within melee range. There's no planetary forges. jjakji is now backed to this orbital command. And now he's going to try to do his best to escape, but he's losing almost all of his follow-up production.
Really brilliant play by Simbo, using Nidus at the bottom, using Nidus at the top. Shutting down the production of jjakji, as well as actually killing the most bottom base and denying one more base at the bottom. So 2 Ultras did a great job there. And yeah, Simbo suddenly back in a great position, but there is still 5 orbital commands, I do believe. So getting Muse is still an option.
Yeah, and well, put the thought on hold as jjakji is doing a great job dropping, but surprise Ultralisk births as they are going to clean up everything in the bottom left and save that hatchery.
Yeah, a minute ago everything suddenly went wrong for jjakji. Once you get a Nidus like that, the Ultras become so much more effective because you Nidus, Zerglings, they have to deal with that, and when that happens, run in. You run in and fungal everything. And if you're not paying attention, everything gets fungled, you just lose your entire army. But if you are paying attention and dodge the fungals, Marauders are very strong against Ultralisks.
Absolutely, and I think Symbol has been really able to capitalize onto that. Now, we do have Mules, and that's going to make this base extremely important. Symbol knows no more base in the bottom right, and the top right has been taken care of. The Nidus, excellent job by jjakji to stop that hemorrhage.
He should just patrol a few Marines around the base for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Definitely be useful. Ultras versus Marauder.
Yeah, he does have units in the main base, but he doesn't see the Nidus. Would be able to kill this very easily.
Aww.
One more Ultra falling at the bottom of the map.
He was
and
an assassin.
There are Broodlords out
There's
right
the Broodlords, and I don't think there's any Starports, so we won't be able to deal with these.
There was one Starport, yes. Oh no, but he's supply capped at 200. That bad supply cap at 200.
And he actually has a has a lot of Widow Mines, and those won't be useful at all against the Broodlings, because then you're just killing your own units.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just loads everything up and tries to counterattack. There's no way for him to fight the Broodlords right now.
He's already dropping the bottom left. Yeah, Scarlet's basically, you're absolutely right about that, and he's going to do what he can, but the army is just trying to buy time, freeing up some supply to get as many Vikings out as possible, but this army is not fit to fight against Symbol's army. This is an epic game, 35 minutes into it, and now we might see the big conclusion. Symbol's army is just so intimidating. Look at this.
It's like a Wings of Liberty army. It just won't die.
Yeah, but mini one. He's got Ultralisk and Vipers kind of supporting as well. This drop still doing good damage, but Symbol, his eyes on the prize, which is forward, which is the best direction. jjakji doing what he can. He's double dropping.
Yeah, actually, jjakji is doing a very good job denying base right now. There's still a drop at the bottom. He already killed like the 7th base, and now he's killing the 6th base. So just a few links trying to clean it up. jjakji not focusing on killing the links, but instead trying to kill the hatchery.
Yeah, at the same time, there's a big ling run by, killed all the mules, all the SCVs back at the base. So jjakji's down to almost 0 mining. Completely 0. His 4th base in mine node as well.
But what is Simba waiting for, though? He had such an opportunity because there's no Vikings out to the field. And now he's given jjakji a good solid minute and a half to get it out.
I think with denying that base, he just wanted to play super safe, get rid of all the jobs. And since jjakji has no more income, he just wants to kill the jobs and then go kill him. He's making mutas so he can deny any further jobs.
Oh wow, jjakji's at 0.
Yeah, 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, Symbol's mining isn't everything either, though. He only has 400 a minute, minerals that is. He's rebuilding 1 hatchery right now, and he still has 53 drones. So if those hatcheries finish, he will have something to put there and get some mining going. But jjakji still has those funny yellow guys that do get a lot of minerals back home.
I really like the choice of going back into some mutas at this point. The only really way he can lose is if he gets counterattacked, and the mutas shut down the job so well. So
well, we might have a big engagement coming up soon because Symbol's army has encountered a big pack of bio. He does latch onto one with fungal, and now jjakji is running out of spaces. They're all cowering in a corner.
I think he actually doesn't have very many festers. Most of those are queens, aren't they?
Queens, Vipers, Overseers. It's kind of an appetizer plate of Zerg.
He only has 2 infestors, so if there's a good flank, he could lose this fight, but I'm not counting on it.
jjakji's drop in the bottom left has been cleaned up, which means there's no more pressure out on the map for our blue Terran player. This could be the deciding moment. The fungals land on almost everything, and the Brulers are getting flanked by a biopack and Vikings. This is what jjakji wanted. Blinding clouds onto the bio to help the Ultras get within range. There's a lot of stuff going on here. I can't see it all. Yeah, help me out here, Harshdom.
It looks like Symbol is actually winning this fight quite convincingly. He also has a very big bank to back it up. I think he should move back with the Ultras right now. There's no way he's gonna win against pure Marauder Medevac with Ultras off creep without any backup. He'll need to remax on something, but it doesn't feel like he decided on what yet. Only has 18 larvae as well, so I think if jjakji wants to win this game, he needs to do it right now. He needs to go for it. Yeah, he's loading up with everything. Probably gonna go to the bottom and try to deny the bases there.
He's gonna drop Vikings on this base. Symbol will never expect it. Look, he has like 10 loaded up in his medevacs.
Oh my goodness. The 39-minute Viking drop timing. And jjakji is going to bank it all and try to see if he can do something because he is out of money. And the Mulas have been harassing. Only 1 lonely SCV and a pack of Marines defending it. jjakji, this is all he's got. Symbol does have some units here. And look at the medevac late to the party, but better late than never.
And here come the Vikings actually blocking the other Marauders from going down. Shutting down this base once again, and Symbol's bank has disappeared.
Symbol also has 0 infestors. The infestation pit died about 10 minutes ago, and he never rebuilt it until just now. So if there's enough Marauders, he won't be able to kill them. Unless he has a ton of circling.
Oh, and he spent all of his money, so he won't be able to rebuild another hatchery.
He's also not mining.
Yeah.
Not even long distance.
Oh, he's clumping up everything. Oh, but he does land 1 fungal at least onto units that were also trapped in the blinding cloud. Now the Banians are trying to roll in. jjakji will have to escape and evacuate from this position. Mulas have pushed off the command center in the bottom right as well. Very low economic status for both. Now Symbol's the one with 0 mineral income. All his drones are idle.
He somehow got the money to get 1 hatchery. Maybe he already queued this one up. But if this one gets shut down as well, then he doesn't have any income, and he won't have any income for another minute. So this is his army for the next minute, and jjakji has 8 mules mining, and 8 mules with about 10 SCVs equals 1,300 minerals a minute.
It's like same as 40-50 drones at least.
Yeah.
And this is where Terran truly shines in these low eco statuses or states because they can continue to replenish their army. Now jjakji's pressuring one of the, I guess this is like the 5th base now of a Symbol.
He's on creep against Ultras though. This is going to be a weird fight.
Yeah, he's trying to kite as best he can, try to use maybe some blinding clouds or whatever he can. It doesn't really affect much, but jjakji now losing so much of his bio has to pick off. But the Vikings can actually stand and fight. The Vikings have better upgrades.
I feel like this still was quite a good fight for jjakji, and now off creep for Symbol. Gonna lose 1 more Ultra.
He's also up in supply now. Andy's the one mining better.
Wow, is he really going to come back and win this game? This would be insane considering how much pressure Symbol's been able to put on the entire duration.
It's been an excellent game.
Of game 4. And jjakji is up 2-1. If he wins, that's it.
Yeah. 2 more infestors on the way, so Symbol finally realizes that he does need those infestors. Still 1 Viper left as well. Will we see some Blinding Cloud?
No, he
Viper
died
dies.
instantaneously. The Marine hit scan and Symbol, he's just trying to run into the army, but more reinforcements are coming, and I think this is it. GG! jjakji completes the comeback, and my headset falls off from the impact of how much I whipped my head back.